go ahead and look at this quickly. Show you again what we try to caution people all the time. You can see here Euro Yen kind of was sitting range bound in here, kind of made a little false breakout, jumped back, and then again the second time through, that was the real one. When this occurred, again they were testing throughout this area here what kind of interest was in this to go long and or short. They reversed, and then finally they picked up enough steam, and this is really how these market makers really trap traders. This is the momentum move, and a lot of traders will go ahead and probably get entries in here. A few would have had entries somewhere in this area here. All right, and then those who had entries in here probably had stops above this area up here. Okay, so there were a few who might have had stop shorts, and they had their stops just above these areas here. And the market tried to go get them, but they really couldn't. They just didn't have enough interest at the time, and then eventually they said, all right, we have enough orders. We've accumulated enough orders here anyways. Let's go. They drove it, and then again, some traders got short here. Those that got short here that are trying to hold on to this thing for a while, if they're smart, they have trailing stops. If they're foolish, they'll probably keep their stops somewhere up here and even all the way up to this level. And so it made this move, and then, believe it or not, more traders come in and they sell down here after they see this break. These are the ones that got clobbered. These are the ones that got killed here. As the market, guess what? Those who took these trades here, chances are they have stops right up here. Look at what the market did. It came, picked up those orders. Those that went short in this area, if they were smart, they had trailing stops all throughout here, or maybe even break evens. And guess what? The market came, took them. And then those who were short maybe here, and anybody who had stops all the way up here, the market drove it all the way up, picked up all the orders that were sitting up here. Look at this, right above these areas in here. Okay, they picked them up, and now they drove it back down, and they're collecting profits in this area, and now they're testing, because there's probably a good chance now. There's orders that probably came in here that went long. Maybe not many of it, because again, there's probably not a lot, but there's a good amount of traders that right now are looking to take long positions, and this is what I would expect the market at some point in time here in the morning work its way back up to this level or above this 05. Give it another test in this area right in here, right around there. This is the thing that market makers do day in and day out, day in and day out. And what they do is they catch all the traders who basically go out and do all their theory studies of how to trade breakouts, how to make a lot of money with breakouts, in some instances, how to go ahead and go for home runs. Market makers know that, and they're going to use that against you. And if you're not smart to collect when you have points, you'll find that you'll always be not collecting at all. And in fact, they'll be collecting from you, especially if you're in positive territory and you still leave stops that are in negative territory. So the mindset that we try to get every trader in here to understand is immediately when you're in positive territory, collect your points, and or at least if you're going to give your trade a chance, get your stop down to break even. You can still stay around long enough. Even if they come back and take you out, you still can survive so that the few that do work for you, you're able to enjoy those. But if you constantly take trades and you leave your stops at negative territory, when you go into positive territory, that's a recipe for disaster, and eventually you won't stay around this business very long, because market makers know that, and they're always searching to take you out. A lot of times what traders will do is, well, let me move my stop further out. Let me have bigger stops. And that's also a disaster, the recipe eventually for disaster. Either way, you're going to be wrong. It's best to be wrong and still see your account growing steadily than to be wrong, or in many cases to be right, but you're still getting your account blown up. So again, this is not about your ego. This is about basically being able to pay bills.